Hey, I'm back again with another one of these weirdo videos. Don't ask me why. I'm just fascinated with the nostalgia that comes with weird, kind of disturbing cat books. So you get to sit through me drawing an entire clan of them. Oh, I'm sorry, I meant four clans. And this first video is going to be split up into two parts because when I first was, editing all this, it turned out to be 30 minutes, and I'm like, nobody's gonna watch this, so I'm splitting it into two parts. Yay. The first three cats that I make I forgot to record, so you're just gonna have to trust me that I drew them, but I'm gonna show you the drawings, so I don't know why you would doubt me. Anyway, I've seen, clan gen become a real popular thing around, and I like to do the clan gen things. I've done both the game and the generator, and I also use Scratch sometimes as a way, but I thought maybe it would be fun to use a bunch of different generators this time, thinking up maybe some different kinds of generators that don't get enough attention, and I found 4 that I thought were really cool, and I'm gonna try them out. They're a lot different than the normal generator, but however different they are, it kind of makes cool for story syncing up. Some of them are really, really broad. Some of them are so stinking specific that it makes world building difficult. But, I think I kind of enjoy it. So I hope you like what's coming up next. The first generator I used was very overwhelming, needless to say. It had 4 pages of development, history, cats, everything. It was kind of nuts. So I just stayed with the first one I had because I was a little bit overwhelmed. But this was Gorseclan, which was made in a forest territories populated by a bunch of rivers and kind of wetlands that were farther to the north. They generated 3 other clans, but I'm not going to use the names. I'll just use the stories to tie them all together. It was really cool, but it was obviously, it had 3 things in the coding for some of the history, so I'm going to scratch out some of the history, but the relationships, the herbs, the prey, I'm going to keep. And what made me so interested in this clan was that common prey, what they normally ate, was listed hawk. I mean, obviously had other things listed in it, but that was the thing that really drove me in. I'm like, oh, this is cool. Another fun thing that kind of brought all the characters together was that they all had, well, at least most of them had scars, and many of them had scars on their ears. It said battle-torn scarred ears, which I thought was really interesting for a group of cats that fought off hawks. And I also had Hawkpaw as one of the characters. I really liked him. So I thought it was kind of fun just to roll with whatever they gave me. So for the rest of these clans, I'm going to be running off that idea of having birds of prey as their main, either predator, prey, all that good stuff. The generator gave me a lot of flood events, which although I'm not particularly a fan of using all the events in history it gave me, I thought that would be kind of interesting to tie in. And it gave me a bunch of landmarks, but none of them really felt cohesive. So I scratched the landmarks and kept the big tree, the big rock that it gave me. But for the rest of it, I decided that maybe some of these rivers, they all gathered together into a large, almost waterfall that tumbled over a ravine, and then went into the marshlands that were stated to be up north. And I thought that would be really interesting because, well, it's always saying it's flooded, so maybe that area gets diverted. Their camp is also described as using reeds and other water-based materials, even though they're a forest-based colony. So I think that would all be in defense against the floods that they keep happening. So I think that would be probably a better way to drive it together rather than just hysterical nonsense. Alright, I know I said before you would get to see the leader, the deputy, and the medcat. We're not going to do that. I'm going to show them in the next one because I decided I wanted to do a redesign, and so for that I'll just wait until I do them, and I'll work on the next up warriors next and show you all them. Alright, so I did these guys a little bit out of order. The first cat you're seeing is Sorreltooth. I haven't drawn calicos in a while, so I decided to go out and make her the fluffy rainbow mess she deserved. She's probably one of the oldest warriors in the clan, and is very close with the deputy, Dewpetal. Although she does retain obvious skills, she was never an ambitious or standout cat, and she knows this. She's happy with her position as warrior, anything plays into how quote-unquote basic she is to trick the apprentices into pushing themselves. Although the Gorseclan territory is harsh, she's allowed to go out hunting on her own, while many of the others are advised to stay in a group. Her skill comes from her bubbly personality and experience with tracking. Her former mentor was Silverclaw, who you'll get to meet later. She learned a lot of fighting and skill-based tricks from him, which led her to be very hard-headed and one of the first cats to throw themselves into danger. I went back to the old generator to generate the basic traits, and I got the modest and content. For her, I decided that would mean she's happy with her life, and isn't at all concerned about death, which is where most of her caution gets thrown out the window. As many of the others, she's ready to speak her mind at any chance she gets, but she's a bit of a gossip queen. She always knows everything about everything, and if she's eavesdropping on someone, she'll make her presence known. Overall, she's a kind spirit, but has zero caution for anything, which is likely why she hasn't had an apprentice in so long. Splashside is the next cat. She's one of the 5 cats to be described with the silver or gray tabby markings, so she's got a big family in comparison to the others. She was born to Silverclaw and Adderstring in their first litter, and she had 3 other siblings, but 2 died of a green cough at a young age, and the other disappeared during a rogue fight. This rogue fight is the same as many other cats retain injuries from, and started from a rogue group demanding territory, the fight taking many lives as it was held under a thunderpath. She has long, nimble legs like many of the other cats, and uses that to her advantage. She holds the record for tree leaping, a sport popular among young warriors and apprentices to test their skills. They would jump from branch to branch across the forest and see how far they could go. She's a number 1 choice to lead border patrols as well, as she might not be the best fighter, but knows the territory almost as well as the leader, and can take patrols through the shortcuts and heavy prey spots. Miss Mass is the glue that keeps the clan together. She's the down-to-earth one that doesn't... Oh wait, no. She's just as immovable and happy with life as the others. Her power to be able to stand through anything is insane, and she's just absolutely the spirit, yet stern look that the entire clan needs. Her pelt allows her to blend in with the rocks and avoid ambushes by predators when out in the vulnerable places, which is why she's often the one to go out to collect herbs and brandables with their medicine cat Weaselfoot. There's absolutely nothing left to be desired in this cat, as she is the ideal Gorseclan warrior. Fearless, happy, and a brilliant tactician. The only thing holding her back from becoming deputy was her lack of apprentices. She joined Gorseclan after the rogue attack as Crimson, one of the rogues who felt clan life was more desirable. She didn't have to train for long before receiving her warrior name and the absolute trust of the clan. Now she's training Badgerpaw, who she hopes will become a powerful warrior, as the apprentice is already showing signs of strong fighting skill. Although she'd be plenty happy to become the next deputy after Tanglestar passes, she's pretty content with her life, enough to not retain that much desire for the position. She highly respects Dewpetal, and they're honestly close friends, especially because their personalities are so intact. Just as a forewarning for the cats to come, My stylus died a bunch. Like, I would leave it at 10%, use it, and then it would die, and then for some reason the recording wouldn't save, so a lot of the bases here don't save, but I think it's only just a few of the apprentices that I did. Anyway, moving on. Renpaw, who was originally generated as Whitepaw, but I changed it, is one of the 3 claws, as the clan calls them, the last litter of Silverclaw's kits, who all had massive scars from a hawk attack when they were all very young kits. Renpaw was the one who was targeted by the hawk, but his siblings and the other warriors jumped in to his rescue. He's a lot more calm and shy than his littermate, spending most of his time playing with bugs and hunting. Some warriors have even asked him if he ever wanted to be a medicine cat, and offered to transfer him to Weaselfoot to study medicine. But he denied it. He'd rather hunt and be outside with the warriors. He's just so reclusive that on the surface it seems like he doesn't want to be a warrior, when in fact he really does. So much so that he listens to his mentor better than all the other apprentices. His siblings know more than anyone that he's the most adventurous and daring out of them, just shy, and he can't show that to the other warriors because he's not close enough with them. Hawkpaw is the one who really brings it out of him, though. The two are inseparable, whether kin or not, and whenever they're together on patrol, Renpaw Wildside really starts to come out. I decided to draw him a little caterpillar because he's such a little bug lover, I gotta love him, and I think he would just enjoy it. I like to think he knows all the different kinds of bugs and where to find them, maybe stashing a group of them or all his cool finds in the back of the camp where he can go just to look at bugs. It'd be kind of entertaining for his, little smoky fur baby. If he was a human, he would be oh god, I'm sorry, I do not know how to pronounce this. Entomologist. Entomologist. I think I did that right. Anyway, enjoy the rest of this little man's speed paint, and you'll get to see more of his siblings and Hawkpaw in a later video. Doveshine is the last cat I'm drawing today. I know it wasn't too many, but this video is already long enough. He's Silverclaw's brother and the father to Hawkpaw in the upcoming litter. He got his name Doveshine because of his big fluffy chest and how it resembled that of a dove. Back when he was still a Dovepaw, he and Silverclaw rescued the clan from a flood by bringing the kits and elders to a tall cedar tree that was later named the Rainshine because of the safety it brought them during the night's flood. His fur illuminated the shine of daybreak, and that's how the cats knew it was safe to go back to camp. He's a bit egotistical, but he's good at heart. His strong personality and care for kits led him to be highly respected by the clan. When their old leader asked him to be deputy, he denied the position because he knew the leader had ulterior motives, and followed the others to banish their former leader instead. In a clan where the leader's word is absolute, his honor to his clan gave him even more respect, making him probably the most dominant warrior in the clan other than Silverclaw, who now became an elder due to how old he became. They're not littermates, but they are still siblings, and Doveshine loves to go to the Elder's Den and make fun of him for how old and cracky he is now, while flexing about how powerful Doveshine still is, saying he's still in his warrior years and bragging about it. It's all in good fun, and they enjoy the time they spend together. Sorry I only drew 5 cats, but I promise the next video I'll have the leader, the deputy, the med cat all ready, and I'll put in the rest of the clan and just cut straight to the speed paints. So hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you later.